Fantastic Beasts: Secrets of Dumbledore is the latest film in the Wizarding World franchise, so now it's time to rank all 11 Wizarding World, meaning Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts films, from the worst to the best. Now, if I complain about or criticize something in these movies that was explained in the books, don't worry about it, I'm judging these only as movies. If something wasn't explained in the movie that was explained in the book, I'm still knocking points for it not being explained in the movie, and therefore not making sense. The movies are the movies, and the books are the books. So with that in mind, let's get started. Coming in at last place at number 11 is Prisoner of Azkaban. On its own, this film was fine, but watching it right after Sorcerer's Stone and Chamber of Secrets, it feels very off. They got a different director than the previous two films, and you can tell right off the bat. The way everything is shot, the scene transitions, and overall feel of the movie are very different. The plot of this film, while it does have a lot of great twists, also feels very cheap. J.K. Rowling basically wrote herself into a corner with all the second act twists that she used the lazy element of time travel to undo everything. Now, in something like Avengers Endgame, for example, which is sci-fi based, this can work. But here, based on the rules and world that have already been established, it comes out of nowhere and is never used again and just feels like a lazy, cheap plot device to undo everything. Number 10, Deathly Hallows Part 1, a movie that basically serves as setup and exposition. There's a lot of filler in this movie that bogs it down, and it really needed to be trimmed. It has a great third act, but the first two acts stutter a bit as we fill our time with teen angst and drama that doesn't really have anything to do with the main plotline. Number 9, Secrets of Dumbledore, a movie that feels like two very different movies. On the one hand, you have the plot about Newt Scamander and his Fantastic Beasts, but on the other hand, you have the plotline about Grindelwald and his followers infiltrating the wizard government and taking over, and it feels like it has two different tones in its two very different movies. Number 8, Crimes of Grindelwald. Many of the same problems as Secrets of Dumbledore with two different movies going on, but this one is much darker. We went from the first one being a fun movie about catching magical creatures to a movie about child abuse. It took a dark turn very, very quickly, though I did enjoy the twist ending. Number 7, Order of the Phoenix. The biggest problem is that it's the longest book, but the shortest movie. I think adapting it was a challenge because the film feels rushed, yet at the same time, not enough information is given. There are some great ideas about the corrupt wizard government infiltrating the public school system and denying Voldemort returning. Umbridge is an absolutely despicable villain that you just hate the whole time, but the movie should have been longer. It feels like a lot of it got lost in the editing room. Number 6, HalfBlood Prince, a movie that, apart from its twist ending, just isn't that interesting. Most of the movie is bogged down with teen angst and drama. The mystery of who the Half-Blood Prince is and the twist ending are great, but most of this movie just feels like we're setting up for Deathly Hallows. Number 5, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. After the last 4 films were about war and death, this for the most part returns to what made the franchise fun. There are still a few darker elements to it, but for the most part, it's fun. We get to see the American side of the Wizarding World. We get to see how America does things differently, which is a fun and fresh perspective, since the Harry Potter movies are all based in Britain. Eddie Redmayne is really fun to watch interact with the creatures. The plot brings a lot of whimsy. It's a great time. Number 4, Sorcerer's Stone. A great-looking, well-cast, fun way to start off the franchise. The movie just absolutely sweeps you away to this fun fantasy world where children learn magic, ride on broomsticks, and face some kid-friendly perils along the way. And even at a young age, the main 3 actors all work very well off of each other and fit their roles perfectly. It's a fun story with some mystery and peril and is well adapted. Number 3, Chamber of Secrets. A movie slightly darker in tone than its predecessor, Sorcerer's Stone, but has a great mystery with a lot of excitement. There's never a dull moment in this film, and the mystery just gets more and more intense until the absolutely exciting third act. The film also expands the world established in the first film in fun and interesting ways by introducing us to Dobby, giving us a bit of backstory on Voldemort, and you got Kenneth Branagh having a lot of fun as Gilderoy Lockhart. It's a great time. Number 2, Deathly Hallows Part 2, an exciting, emotional finale that puts the cap on 8 movies in 10 years perfectly. There's exciting action and meaningful character deaths, satisfying character arcs, and an emotional ending. And coming at first place is Goblet of Fire. This movie is probably the most exciting and compelling of the franchise. The various challenges of the Triwizard Tournament are all very exciting to watch. The mystery of who put Harry's name in the Goblet of Fire is intriguing, and the movie has an exciting ending that definitely lets you know things are going to be very different. Voldemort has returned, things are never going to be the same, and the main characters mature more. So it comes in at number 1. So go ahead and share your ranking of the Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts movies in the comments, and I will see you next time.